Hello, hello, my friends, and welcome to tonight's episode of The Astral Calling here on twitch.tv/tabletop rolls. Tonight, our spelljamming spectacular, but first, other announcements. That being other shows on the channel. Tomorrow night, as my Facebook message to Matt has now reminded me to say, there will be no Tabletop Bros.
Oh, okay.
Chad, by the way, tomorrow night, there'll be no Tabletop Bros.
Good to know.
We're doing something special in preparation for a Monday night thing tomorrow night. So come and join us for. Well, don't join us for that.
No.
We're going to be doing.
Imagine it.
Yeah, imagine us doing that. My brain is in content creation mode. Then on Sunday, cozy co-op, relaxation. Maybe me and Sarah dipping into Final Fantasy for a bit so I can beat the game afterwards, but that's beside the point. I'll get to add another counter to our god killing counter for the Tabletop Bros tracking.
What god is this?
It's a spoiler god for Matt, so I won't say anything.
Oh, okay.
Then on Monday, speaking of Matt, Strength 1000's AP, Matt runs that. And the Matt came back the very next day.
I thought he was a goner.
Yet they never stayed away. Then on Tuesday, the Sprout stream. Fresh off of the emotional damage of what I'm assuming is the end of the main 1.0 patch of Endwalker, will be me playing some 14 with my friends. Will Data get to Ishgard? Join us and find out. Survey says no.
Maybe.
Then on Wednesday, Wild Ambition. The new book starts, book 3. Occult Offerings.
We made it out of the crumbling city.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God.
It was a good chase. Our party rested, lost out on some loot, saved the twins. It was great. Then on
I need you to know that I asked my friends about that and they agree that you were mean for that.
Then on
we
Thursday,
had like a kiki where we were like, it was like a little "Am I the asshole" for things I'd done and experienced in D&D with me and my coworkers. And
is my GM the asshole?
I gave you a challenge that required management of resources. That was all. Then on Thursday, Muse and Games for a bit longer at least. For Pathfinder Society, Matt helped us roll through the Mistress of the Maze on Thursday.
Yeah. Fun.
Co came and hung out. Monk Co.
Yeah. Punchy things.
Punching Co.
Punched.
Largely.
Oh, that's not true, Em. You stunned someone with a daze, which actually, no shade on the daze spell, doesn't work often, but when it does work, works really well.
Yeah,
then,
Zoe has a shocking level of accuracy with that spell.
I almost in the course of one turn took a sorcerer from 3 ditches of hit points to 0. They had 6 hit points at the end of it, which was fun. The closest that guy's ever gotten to going down, so he's like, "Oh, that was intense. I love it." Yeah, and then I stupefied Emily, and she was not able to roll above the flat check needed to be able to cast spells a couple of times. Sorry. Then, on Friday, the Astral Calling, the show you're watching right now. And why are you watching this show? Well, personally, I think it's because of the wonderful cast that we have. Starting off with the person who is most likely to be fighting evil by moonlight and winning love by daylight. We have Maya playing
Hi,
Rash.
everybody. That was truly going to be a toss-up because I was like, well, I'm wearing a Sailor Moon shirt, but truly it could be Rose.
True.
If they ever make a live-action Sailor Moon, Rose is going to be Usagi. You will have to avoid Shy hitting you with a scooter for it.
Will,
I was
fun
gonna
fact, they have made
say-
several live-action Sailor Moons.
Bold of you to assume Shy is not going to religiously murk everyone between her and that casting.
Listen,
Also,
I'll go for
fun
Michiru.
fact, the Amundsen Theater down here is also doing a lot, like they're hosting a live action Sailor Moon currently, and I want to go so bad, but I'm so broke. Hi everybody, my name is Maya. I'll be playing your resident goblin granny, Rashrugloss. Things to promote specifically for me. I have a thing so I remember all the information. If you are in the LA area and want to see me do some live D&D, I will be doing a roguelike rumble from Pick Your Poison Productions down at the Roguelike Tavern in Burbank. It'll also be live streamed. I will see if I can get Will the link to that. But it'll be on March 13th, Thursday, starting at 8 p.m. So like I'm playing a spoof of Chapel Roan, so come see me do silly, fun D&D things. Yeah, I think that's my spiel.
That's your spiel?
I think that's everything.
That's fair.
No mukbang today because I didn't have time to make food or eat food at all.
I do have a fun
Crackers.
I do have a fun question for you. That is,
Huh? Oh, there's little like Japanese rice crackers.
Don't worry about it. I said, what'd you call me?
I got it. I heard it. Internet Explorer brain. I stand by what I said. You are a rice cracker. Don't cancel me, internet. Don't cancel me, TikTok.
I love it.
Moving on to the question of the night, because it has been because Monster Hunter Wilds has been causing cheesy naan to sell out across Japan.
Yum.
I love cheese.
I have a lovely question for our team tonight. It's food related. If you could have any sort of fantasy meal become true to be fed to you, what would be your fantasy meal of choice? What's the fantasy
My
meal?
mouth is watering.
I know. Sorry, Maya.
My follow-up question to that then is this like a meal from any sort of fantasy setting that could be a real meal, or is it like very specifically like this only exists in fantasy?
Dealer's choice, Maya. Whatever you want it to be.
That makes it so much harder. Because I'm not gonna lie, like if we're going like full fantasy meat, I wouldn't say no to trying like weird Pokemon meat or like Chocobo.
A chikorita salad?
I would never to my girl. I might eat Magikarp sushi. I'm not gonna lie.
That's
I would
fair.
maybe eat Magikarp sushi.
A nice rotisserie tepig.
Honestly, I kind of want to see what the fuss is about with Farfetch'd. I kind of want to see why he's going extinct.
It's far-fetched.
Boo.
Boo this man. No, I'm right there with Rose. As both a liker of cute Pokemon and a vegetarian,
Rose,
this is
Farfetch'd
horrifying.
is a bird.
Horrifying.
It's okay for me to eat the bird. You hate birds. Give me that face.
Now, hear me out. Pokemon-themed food that I found and really loved. Someone made a mochi that was a Snom.
Yes.
That's fun.
And I was like, I need to. That seems adorable. I need that.
I love that none of you are, when you're bringing up the eating Pokemon, none of y'all are bringing up the Pokemon that are food.
If we brought up some of them, Rose would fully cry.
There's something about the food Pokemon that make me feel like there's something under that little head of whipped cream besides whipped cream. Like it's a ruse, like I'd bite into it. And
I don't want to
something
taste
like...
whipped cream and brains. That's not something I want.
But to be fair, there are like certain types of it's more plants related than animals.
I'm sticking to my
lure people in, by lure other.
I'm adding, if you could eat a Pokemon, what would it be? To the list of
Farfetch'd
possible questions
Orange.
for non-Friday nights, Rose. This will not be a Rose question.
I just don't see how like Vanillux isn't like one of the top things.
Magikarp sushi. Give it to me. But yeah, those are my two like basic answers. I would have to really think long and hard about like some of the Zelda meals if I wanted like a gourmet answer.
Now, to really turn the internet against you as far as a Pokemon to eat, obviously it's Doxbun because it's a food Pokemon, but it's a dog.
Leave it alone.
So that'll really get the internet turned against you.
Oh, that's
No.
horrible.
Dachshund is adorable and Fido. No,
I'm also
don't
not
eat
gonna
the
lie.
puppy.
Like,
All
there
monsters,
is
all of
some
you.
Filipino
Rose.
cuisine
No.
No,
that does.
Maya.
I'm just saying
I'm
how to
just
get the.
saying.
I'm just saying how to get the internet against you.
Hear me
That's all.
out.
My uncle has made some very tasteless jokes when I was a child about my dog, and I've never like truly recovered.
Hear me out on the Pokemon one. Pumpkin Boo Pie.
No.
We should
Leave
move on from
Pumpkaboo
this.
Anyway.
alone.
This is just
Anyway,
rolling
that's me,
atrocities.
guys.
This is just bullying Rose.
Speaking of Rosalie, someone who has the
Speaking
most
of bullying Rose,
somebody who has the most empathy out of all of us. It's Rose,
It's me.
playing Luna.
Hi, putting the Paladin and starting Pokemon PETA, I guess. It's me.
What would you put in a Pokemon?
no, you
Pia?
don't want to be PETA. Don't be
It's-
PETA.
I know PETA's terrible. It's
They
just
might
easier
put
to
more
say
down.
than like you get what it means. If I was to pick a fantasy meal, I would just like a cake baked by Princess Peach. That thing in Paper Mario sent the gourmet guy like zooming around the room, and I want to know why.
Fair enough. I like that.
And it doesn't involve the harm of any fictional cute creatures.
Speaking of fictional cute creatures, we have Matt playing Darius.
Matt's a fictional creature.
That's
I mean, one of my
that
coworkers
way.
did respond when I asked them how, like, on my little birthday day, like, how old do you guys think I am? And they're like, I thought you were a vampire. Like, cute.
True.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm here to play
Very
Darius, our Forge Cleric, and because of decisions that were made in-game last week, I've created a fun little bit of art. Go check out the Astral Calling channel on the Tabletop Rolls Discord.
Yeah, Matt was hiding this from us. Oh, that's cute. I really like that. Rose, you should make sure you check it out.
What am I checking out now?
The Astral Calling Discord on the Tabletop Rules Discord. I promise you'll
Am
like
I gonna
it.
be sad?
No.
No.
Chat, I swear.
I assume it's something cute. Where?
Please
where
don't
is
bully
it?
me in the Discord.
Where
it's
is
not
it?
bullying.
Which
Uh,
channel?
Astral Calling.
It's an astral calling.
Astral
Mhm.
Calling.
Oh, I know. I'm trying to find it. There we
I've
go.
added you, Maya.
What?
I mean, I
What?
assumed that was part of it already. Was I not?
Hey, there we go. The power of hope.
Hang on.
Stole.
Am I in the wrong
Downloaded this
one?
image. Stealing.
You might be looking at the after hours one.
No, I'm in the
Oh,
correct one. I'm not in after hours.
Okay.
The purple dice, not the yellow dice.
Self promo.
Now I'm just imagining
Okay.
Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated.
How
Oh.
will
Now,
It's
There
above
we
that.
go.
That's under the community
To
tab.
Astral
There's a-
Calling, there it
yeah,
is.
there you go.
I love 100% how Will pronounces words. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, Luna.
Yeah.
That's cute.
I did whip it up fairly quickly. I could have gone more in depth.
That's so
That's cute,
cute.
though.
But
I
I always
like
have really liked that kind of art where it's just like lots of like flat, not a lot of shading, but they do a lot with just slight variations of colors and such.
Mhm.
Like
Speaking
almost
of
like rotoscoping, I think.
Matt, fantasy
um,
food.
I have two answers here.
Okay.
One of which is weird, the other is not.
Okay.
And don't worry, Rose. I actually no, maybe.
Oh yeah, you're a vegetarian. Okay, I'm listening.
First one is I would actually really like to try the ghost ice cream from Dungeon Meshi, where they just swung something through the ghosts to ward them off, and it froze the stuff in the jar, and it turned into like a sorbet. Something.
Nice. That'd be fun. And what's the other one, Matt?
Vampire meal.
Oh,
Moving on.
Moving on.
moving on.
No idea what that is.
Uh,
Somebody who
Put two and
seems
two together. What do
I-
vampires eat? Will?
garlic.
No,
that's
they
the-
don't like
Oh,
garlic.
right.
Oh, Will.
Moving right
Yeah,
along.
Will.
Oh,
Moving
yeah.
right along.
Will.
The person who I could see Doing a very good vampire. Sarah, playing Captain Cypress.
Hi, everybody.
I feel like Sarah would kick a vampire out of the park.
I feel like Sarah would play a really great vampire on like What We Do in the Shadows, like something that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. The dream. Hi, everybody. I'm Sarah, also known as Cosmic DD746 on Twitch. Don't ask my situation. I will be in and out, unfortunately. So I will be disappearing at certain periods of time for reasons. Anyway, hi. I'm here playing Captain Cypress, the Bard.
And fantasy meal that you would have if you could have it?
There's a few I've thought of before, but off the top of my head, it'd be lembas bread.
Yeah, see,
Fair
that's
Purely
good
for
one.
the effect that lembas bread has.
Great choice.
Someone was going to say that. Someone
Mhm.
was.
It's a good one. Thank you, Sarah.
And even with my gluten-free, I suspect it's an ancient grain, so I probably wouldn't have any problems with it.
The most
Honestly,
ancient
I
of
feel
grains.
I honestly also feel like elves, given their constitution, probably would also be gluten-free. They feel like the type.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, elf food.
I mean, Sarah gives elf.
Yeah.
That's fair. Speaking of
They're auditioned for elf.
High elf or wood elf?
Yes.
Speaking
Yes.
of people who have seen Lord of the Rings, Chad
Yeah, I guess that's true.
playing Vim.
What?
Nothing.
Okay.
Just me poking a little fun at Matt.
Oh, because Matt hasn't watched it. Okay.
No, Matt has.
Oh yeah. Then what was the
Will
aggression?
hasn't.
Oh, Will hasn't. Oh, okay. I was
Oh.
gonna say, I'm just trying to figure out where the aggression was going.
That's it. Found it.
Okay. That's fair. Yes, I'm here to play Vim. Play Wonder Ranger. Funnily enough, the source book, the Helios Guide to Hunting, parts of it are being put onto D&D Beyond, but they put a handful of like the species, I guess, in like a part 1, not the Opteran, and like the people behind the guidebook are like debating on some of the because they like created their own class, but that class has a bunch of extra kind of rules to it. So I don't know if they're gonna actually put like the main things from the source book on, which is kind of weird.
Fair enough. Matt and Chad, fantasy meal?
I don't have a specific food, but in something that I don't know, it might please the vegetarians and lover of cute animals thing. The first fantasy thing that made me actually think about the food in the world was Redwall, just because like Brian Jocks loves telling
You want it?
every detail.
I was gonna say, you want to hear a really fun, depressing fact about that?
No!
Sure.
Oh!
The world is depressing enough.
Let me
Only
tell you
good
about
facts.
jackalopes.
Maybe.
God.
Was that a yes or a no, Chad?
Yeah, sure.
It's because the author was starving.
I mean, most
Yeah.
artists are.
Well, it's because specifically while he was writing the book, it was during some sort of wartime. I would need to look up exactly when, but like it was very specifically during like a situation where it was like the whole country was go for broke.
I mean, I have to imagine by the end of it, he might have been doing it because he wrote so many books.
So a lot of
Maybe
it was
Redwall
him
book.
like writing food descriptions of like food that he really wanted to have.
English. It might have been during the Blitz when they were on rations.
That's what it was.
Speaking of people who enjoy older things because of their decoration choices, McKenna
Pulled that back.
playing
yeah.
Evie.
Red for filth, but accurately. Hello everyone, my name is McKenna Reitinen. Lover of all things old and new, who knows. And tonight I'm playing Evie, Experiment 3 version 13, our Plasmoid Artificer. Canary art on all of the platforms, just in case you want to find me elsewhere. And if I could have any fantasy food, I want to, I'm sure this exists in some fantasy, but I want to make up one of my own. I am simply a girly who likes a drinkity drink. And if I could exist off of only like truly only lavender lattes and just skip eating entirely, I would. So if there could be something lavender latte adjacent that would be a healthy meal, great. That's all I want.
So like a lavender health potion vibe.
Yeah, very that.
Like lawn milk, but lavender flavor.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Like if I do all of the steps to make espresso and froth my fucking milk, I want it to sustain me and not just caffeinate me.
Fair enough.
That's the dream. That's the fantasy. Like it can take a little bit to make. It can be a little silly. I just want it to have, and I want it to be good for my body. I want to be able to drink it and think and feel good about it afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, if it was made with
like
Lon milk from Zelda, your hearts would go like boop, 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 and
Yeah,
like
I
fill
feel
all
like
the way up.
Precisely.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I
feel
can
like
take my little
lavender
pink
llama
milk
milk.
frother and do a little buzz.
Yes.
That's all I want. That's all I want.
And
I love the phrase and also make me feel good about eating it, because immediately my brain went whenever Link makes a real stinker of a meal in Breath of the Wild.
Listen, I can drink iced lavender lattes all day and sustain myself, but it's not good for me. I want something that's supposed to be that way, not something that if I told people all I've had to eat today is a lavender latte, they'd go, I want them to go, oh, nice, instead of, are you okay? That's the dream.
people who are okay, myself. Hello, I'm Will, also known as Tabletop Roles on the internet. And for my fantasy food, I have two. I have one that's like mid fantasy and one that's high fantasy. So the mid fantasy is Le Plat Vegetable, Delinquent Daughter style, which is from a show and a manga that I will let y'all figure that out later.
I don't know how I feel about that title.
It's just a chicken and rice bowl.
I'm looking up Delinquent Daughter right now.
No.
Is that the name of this?
No, it's Le Plat Veritable.
Oh.
Leplattate French Veritable.
I was like, I know how to spell veritable.
Yeah, so
Verily.
that's the like low fantasy one. Just because I think it'd be very fun to eat it. Then for the high fantasy dish, I have always wanted to try. There was a mixture in Monster Hunter 3 that I really liked. That was like a mushroom, a big piece of meat, and it was rock salt, and it created this like deep fried, it's like giant mushroom with like fried chicken stuffed inside of it. It looked amazing. And I want it. Anyway. Yes, I ate today. I
That
eat
sounds
every day.
delicious.
Out of the two of us, Emily, I'm not the one who forgets to eat. But chat. I'm going to get us right into the game now. I'm going to roll a commercial, and then we'll get right into it. So we'll be right back. Last time on the Astral Calling Space, our party managed to stop a time loop. A time loop, a story that would constantly repeat. It's hard to say what it technically is, but our party managed to stop it. Mainly,
We broke the cycle.
We broke the cycle with the power of hope and not with a magic candle.
We did what you can never do in a Dark Souls game, really.
After facing off with Sildana, our party basically managed to get her just to leave the cloak behind. This, as our party decided whether or not to return the universe to the state it was before they appeared, caused a little bit of a discussion to go on. During that discussion, the Chalcidian Order launched into their biggest plan yet. However, without this cloak, their home base of operations was no longer hidden in a massive new planet appeared in the solar system. Our party, deciding to take the fight right to the Chalcidian Order, began to fly towards this new world, the home of Sildana, pulled into this universe. And landing in a permanent autumnal wood. Autumnal wood. They landed just outside of a city that had been largely reclaimed by nature. And so we pick up with our party as they have landed on this new world. And the ship has basically just set down. And it just slowly starts to lower. And sitting at the end of basically, not sitting, but just standing there with a very fabulous looking cart standing behind them. Chad, can you do me a favor and can you describe this additional character?
Sure. Well, he's say I guess Amethyst Dragonborn would be the appropriate thing. He's tall and very thin. He's not like a really well built broad Dragonborn like that. We're pretty fine clothes, vest, has a cane with him, but he doesn't look like if you look at it doesn't look like he needs the cane. It's very much like an affectation. He just likes walking with a cane. The cart is probably too taken care of. Like, it's used, but it doesn't want it to look too used. It's taken care of more than it needs to be. More than required maintenance is done on it. That more or less sums him up.
One interesting little fact about the cart, along the top of it, there's like a lot of like wooden filigree, and it's several points of it are accented with what appear to be goblinoid skulls.
No!
There's about 30 of those goblinoid skulls that are just stacked. Yeah, make a nature check.
The revenge.
Rash.
Hasn't this world been hidden for forever?
Would you recognize the skulls? Is an interesting question.
It might be my grandma. Shit.
You don't recognize the bodies in the water.
Hang on. Where's my character sheet? I haven't pulled up anything. Sorry, Bill.
No, you're good.
What am I doing? Nature check?
Nature.
Okay. Vibes. Nature. I've got bad nature.
That's enough. It's 16. My Rash recognized those as a long thought to be extinct subspecies of goblin. A Grindylow skull. Grindylow are goblins with octopus bottoms.
Rash is just staring at them and is just like trying to work out the mental gymnastics in her brain of just like, are they actually extinct or are they extinct because of this guy?
Astute observation.
Rash is just like very, very wary of this giant amethyst dragonborn now.
I guess really. I don't remember how tall
Compared to
Darius
Rash,
is.
though.
I don't remember how tall Darius is, but like this character was like 7 feet tall. He was like tall.
Rash is usually, I'll say Rash is probably, since they've dismounted the ship, probably in the saddlebag. Just like looking up, just like, well, I've already seen current family dead. I guess I can check this off the bucket list. And she's not going to make a fuss about it. She's just going to keep that shit to herself.
Fair, I suppose.
So we're coming off of the ship and he's just standing there.
He's just standing there waiting.
To collect everything I had. This is also the same one that was the attendant.
Yep.
Okay. So Vim's also kind of approaching, but kind of like this. The other was the dream, but it was kind of the dream of the dragon. So Vim's not entirely sure if this guy would remember him at all.
Vim is recognized by Swin.
Okay.
Anything that Swin and Vim's interaction back then happened, that is stuff that they have information.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, Vim just kind of pulled the crossbow out and just like, is she here? Or
just kind of nods, and takes like the cane and just kind of like points towards the village. It's like, I'll gladly take you to it.
Vim, are you going to introduce us to your friend?
Friend is an acquaintance is probably a little more appropriate, but this.
Vim,
when I went,
you need more friends. Hi, I'm Luna, and this is, well, you already know Vim, but this is Cypress and Darius and Evie and Rash.
Rash gives a very wary look of just like a real hard side eye between Dragonborn guy and the skulls of her people.
I'm thinking of how Swin would respond to that, because Swin also, like, the two crazy high things he had were insight and charisma.
She doesn't say anything. She just gives big side
But no,
eye.
he would
he would
definitely read into some of it.
I think Evie, tactless and curious, just goes, what's going on with all the skulls?
Am I doing this?
Oh yeah, you are.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh god, I wasn't prepared for that.
I warned you last week.
You warned me about using the art. I wasn't prepared to get back into the character of Swin.
Get into it. Improv is the name of the game, Chad.
Yes, and
you have about 30 of those bastards come after you, surround you, and
Rash is equal parts both extremely almost visible rage, but also weird sense of pride.
And kill you while your useless, good-for-nothing friends are standing around doing fuck all, and you might collect some of those skulls yourself.
Did they give good battle?
Not the second time.
First time?
Oh. I did die. It was...
Brash is feeling better about this.
It was 30-on-1.
Brash is feeling better about this.
What were they?
Grindelow sea goblins.
Oh.
They are
I see goblins all the
she
time.
May have stepped in it.
Evie, they are how you say mermaid.
Did I catch you?
You got me, bitch. You got me.
I didn't catch what word said.
I didn't hear what you said.
Again, Rose.
I see goblins all the time.
Stupid.
Jail.
What?
That was great. Rose, you get a hero point.
Yes.
That's how you know it was bad. Will approved.
McKenna approved. I got her to laugh. That means
You
it was
got
real.
me.
You got Chad to chuckle too, so like that's
Jail.
Oh, not Matt redeeming the villain point.
You can't
Boo,
redeem. Wait, you can't
tomato,
redeem those
tomato,
villain or hero
tomato.
points in the
Don't
same
don't
session that you're
punish the
in,
whole
right?
class for her
No, I
You
can't.
can't do that this in when you're playing, Ed.
No, I can't. But it was worth it to send a message.
Okay.
Okay, well, thanks.
Yeah, I think given the kind of sees what the business is already, Swin is just going to go ahead and start moving.
the cart follows Swin.
Should be tricked out at this point.
Oh yeah.
Ain't
And
gonna
how do
chuckle
you know
fucks to
this
fuck it up
guy?
now. I was like, okay, so when I told you before about how I like the reason why I needed you to come here on this planet is when I went into the dream of I guess it's the dragon the crossbow's kind of made from,
Made from?
connected to.
The dragon?
Yeah,
That
it's
guy?
connected to no, a dragon. This guy like works for the dragon.
Oh, like that one that we fought like ages ago? Like that guy? One who's a real dick to his
Orly?
family?
Well, this one doesn't seem like an asshole. I mean, they powered up kind of the crossbow kind of powered up after I mean, but she's like asleep. She's supposed to be like a dragon god of some sort, but she's like stuck asleep, or she was,
Hmm.
and he was working for her. And
It-
I tried to like get back to make that connection again, but other stuff was going on and kind of interfered. And then it just happened, and it kind of makes sense now because when they tried to tell me like the names and everything, kind of was doing that weird thing like with the Calcidian Order before, and it kind of makes sense if the reason why is because they were on the planet that the Calcidian Order was hiding the entire time.
Hmm. So to
Oh.
clarify, you don't just hunt goblins for fun, yes?
Now that was a personal trip. It was those specific ones.
I can accept this.
Yeah. Swin, you're able to lead the party into the ruins of what appeared to be a large, like, bustling city at some point. But it looks now that it's been just fully overtaken by the wild. Um, Eventually, you lead to some half-constructed keep. To the basically east of that, in a area that is more well maintained, appears to be some sort of like alchemical workshop. And the cart parks itself beside like the one building that's still no longer a ruin. Swin, your workshop is still up and running. And basically attached to that workshop is what appears to be a root cellar that Swin opens the door of and just kind of starts going down into the depths of the dark.
All right, so who wants to follow the sketchy guy to a second location?
Oh, me.
Luna, no.
Luna, no!
Well, we have the buddy system. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
I buddy up.
Oh, I just the air on this planet just like smells nostalgic. I want to see more of it.
Why not start from the bottom up? So we're going underground.
Okay.
That's true. Technically, the underside of the planet is still a part of the planet. So,
yeah,
downwards we go.
You all make your way down. It's a nice ladder. Darius, you struggle a little bit.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
Have we
Ow.
not? Does nobody have just like a feather fall for Darius? No.
Don't spend the spell slot on me. Don't do that.
I do actually have a feather fall. Darius, do you just want to drop?
I mean, do land on my feet.
Do you want a feather fall?
Sure.
Okay. I grant you feather fall.
All right, so
Like a leaf.
Darius starts to float down the shaft with
What
Rash in
happens
the
to me?
saddlebag.
Yeah, I was like, is it a sort of like
Yeah.
I'm lifted out of the sack?
No, you're just with them at this point. You're like a little turret. You're a pocket
Also,
turret.
Darius's legs like cat loaf underneath, so he tucks his legs under.
Yeah. And eventually, when you all make your way down into the basement of this area, it reveals a massively cavernous room. There is no natural light streaming through, but there are several crystals all throughout the earth here that appear to be creating something at least adjacent to sunlight. Reflecting in the middle of it is a prismatic gem, the size of which you have never seen. It is like a gemstone the size of 3 football fields.
Pretty.
And as like the light hits it just right, you realize that that's no just solid gemstone. That is a full-on dragon
Still pretty.
made out of crystalline gem.
Oh.
A
Can we keep
prismatic gem dragon, specifically an ancient prismatic gem dragon.
Is it friendly?
When we?
Friend?
Can we keep
Is
it?
friendship
I
or
had-
no
friendship?
I was able to
I
connect.
could,
to
we could ask.
I was able to connect to their dreams through the crossbow, and they weren't hostile or anything like that. I mean, there was limited
I
interaction
am
with her
sure
because
that we
she's like
can be
stuck
friends.
asleep because she was sleeping.
I could strike up a conversation if you'd like.
That's a pretty good idea to me.
I mean,
Oh,
they
but
did.
is she trapped asleep?
That was my understanding of the last time I was here.
Oh,
they
that will
did
make
like
it harder to
they
have a
did like
Hello? Hello?
Oh,
There is a rumbling, and the dragon doesn't like fully wake up, but they appear to be able to like get themselves just like awake a little bit to kind of look over you all.
Mornings, am I right?
Apologies. One of my children says you're very pretty.
Oh, that is me. I think that you are very pretty. My name is Luna.
That's how you do an introduction, Swin.
if they really needed to know, they'd know already.
Mm-hmm. It is lovely to meet you, Luna.
You are lovely to meet.
I am Prismaline.
That is a beautiful name. Prismaline.
Luna, that clicks in your head. That is one of the draconic gods of this world.
Prismaline, the dragon god?
Yes.
It is wonderful to meet you. It is an honor to meet you. Yes, honor. That is the word.
A lot better than when I came before. They had me go do this thing, and there was a blue one, and he was a real bastard.
Yeah, he killed all your friends.
Oh no.
Also, you know of this person, this stain.
Oh, these are my friends. This is Cypress, and I think you may already know Vim and Darius and Evie and Rash.
Cypress. Interesting.
Captain Cypress, specifically.
It is good to see this version of you.
Virgin.
I'm glad this version is pleasing.
I hope that you are kinder but just as powerful as the Cypress I know.
That makes 2 of us.
what Cypress did you know?
The Cypress that I know of is not a captain, but a warden of a
Well, that
place
does not
where
sound like ours.
many people I knew were once taken, known as Little Salt Tree, a island prison off the coast of Oblick. I realize these names mean nothing to you, but
A
they
little
may
something to
they
me.
may at one point or another.
Most definitely.
Do you need help?
It would not be proper of me to seek help from all of you. You are
Oh,
travelers.
trust me. We are on the house cleaning mission anyway.
Hmm.
We came to stop Sildana.
We walk with hope.
If I recall the last time, there was some trouble. Well, I guess it makes sense now that there was trouble here. It was a little unclear what all was going on, and then a lot of stuff was going on our end, and then it seems like it's all kind of dovetailing to
Your
be some of the same
problems
stuff.
may also be our problems. And we may provide solution.
One
We are
member
pretty
of the
good at helping
party.
people.
One member of the party can make me a persuasion.
I was like, it's Mirvim or
I was like-
Or
Cypress.
Cypress.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty good at those.
I'm not.
I've got a +9.
I have a plus 11 and I get advantage.
Yeah,
I have
that's
a
good.
+12,
No?
Oh, sick.
but I'll
Let's try
adhere if
this.
somebody else wants to do it.
Yeah, let's try it with the advantage. Let's hope it doesn't suck. That sucked. Gonna hear it like that because that was
Ooh.
bullshit.
Ooh, not the double twos.
Yeah, with
At least it's not a double one.
There we go.
31.
There's the
Hey.
20.
That's the opposite of what usually happens to Chad, too.
yeah, it's like a hero point worked out. Really? That's what these
Wild.
things can do.
Wow. I didn't know it could do that.
Wow.
I think after a few moments of the internal debate, and you can tell that there is a few minutes of her just being not sure what to do. If you wish to help, and if you are here to prevent Sildana from completing her plans, then there, I believe, is information that I should share with you. Please. It will take some time to explain, so please sit down, relax, and allow yourself a brief moment of respite. They're watching curling.
Oh,
Oh,
very
What a
Canadian.
Canadian ass thing to say.
The most intense.
Don't you know?
I was
It's
like,
No.
that's a reaction to us relaxing. Okay.
it's the Briar.
And relax.
Hurry hard, hurry hard.
It's the Briar. There's 2 Manitoban teams in the finals. It's
Well,
I was just going to assume that somewhere in this fantasy universe, that's just how the trees talk.
I thought maybe your dad sneezed for a second.
no.
So
I for-
relaxing.
I thought for a second something, and then I went, wait, no, McKenna moved.
Valid though.
It only happened once.
I gotta
Wild.
go. I just remembered how
Wild.
funny.
She's got to move again.
Cooper, no!
It wasn't about Cooper.
Those, they're neighbors.
Yeah. No, I know.
Neighbors.
But
You really
Um,
wouldn't expect it.
are we
from our
getting a
party.
long rest or a short
there
rest?
is a crystalline tea set that now basically appears in front of you all. And like a number of like tables and chairs. Like there's
Y'all
basically like time to like leisurely sit. Yes.
teasing me with these teacups everywhere.
Delightful.
Resist.
Cypress sits down, immediately pours tea, and then you see her pop open the flask and add a little whiskey in there.
Then
Yeah.
starts to do it too, and then realizes what he's got is explosives and just like puts it back.
It's okay.
not-
Rash
that's
pulls
not
out a
something to
flax and
drink.
hands it to Vin if he wants to partake.
He doesn't even do it. It was just I was just bringing the explosives back up.
You have
Ra-
explosives? Proud of you.
Rash will not do that, but she will absolutely pull out a little biscuit tin to go along with the tea and like set it out for everyone.
Meanwhile, Swin is just drinking out of a flask.
That's fine.
At least pour it into a teacup.
But long rest, short rest, what are we feeling?
It'll be a short rest, but you will get the effects of a long rest before anything else happens. So if you want to get your long rest now, you can do it now. She will sit down and she kind of moves herself, and as she does, the light sort of reflects and refracts, and the dragonoid form quickly shifts into a almost gemstone into a gemstone dragonborn form, very similar to Swin's, except with like these like glorious like crystalline horns that like curve around her head, and just like a lot of like crystalline, like natural crystalline accents to her figure. And she sits down at these tables and she just kind of looks to all of you, and if you are the inhabitants, the proper inhabitants of this universe, I think it's only fair I tell you what is going on here.
Okay.
From what I have been able to gather, after a threat to this world was put away, the Calistigian Order began to take charge of it. They began to gain power thanks to their leader, a elven woman that you all know as Sildana, who, during her time, has led this world into a, I like to think of it as stagnant state.
Oh, I am sorry.
Going so far as to resurrect the necromancer that she once stopped the world from falling prey to.
She brought them back?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Does Luna say that? Does use that kind of language?
Yes.
This Luna
It does
does.
now.
Remember, Luna's now been raised also by
Oh, yeah.
Thea.
Rash
So,
is also like
yes.
weirdly proud of this moment of rage. Rash is already making lesson plans in her head to teach Luna some rage tactics.
With the two of them heading the Calistigians, they quickly began to choke out the other powers of this world. The guilds of Obelisk quickly fell first. After
Is that
that,
why she's gone crazy? Is she being What the?
Mathal.
Just go ahead.
And lastly, the final place, and now one of their, well, several of their sites of power. Dunstill, New Dunstill,
Makes me think that's you.
the Sky-Touched Plains, the Wicker Grove, all of them eventually became under the power of the Calistigians. And now there's just this place, the forgotten settlement lost to the annals of time.
To be clear, here they're just taking over these places and not like erasing them.
Yes, this is the home of the Callistigian Order. This is going to be the final place to be destroyed. They have brought it to every universe. They
Pretty
have
hypocritical of them to not destroy their own home.
they have been bringing creatures here for many, many cycles. They will take creatures from the universe, take them to the Wicker Grove and that terrible ritual site. And as
What
they do,
rituals are they doing?
they are ripping essence from the people of the universe and pulling it and placing it into some sort of vessel. That is all
Sounds
I've
like
been
we
able to
should
tell.
Ew.
rip this place up.
Do not
The
know
astral
what
hearts, right?
I do not know what an astral heart is. I have been
Mm.
sealed away inside of this cavern for many years. My lone agent in this world, and they point to Swin. Everyone else who has tried to help me has died, been killed, and then raised as a member of the Callistigian Order.
Oh no.
But
As
wait, Swin also died. So
I
how did?
died before that. I died and came back before all this started.
Oh, okay,
I got my dying out of the way early.
understood. Sorry for bringing it up.
The remaining dragon gods all fell. Each one slain. Their bones taken to this site, being used as focus for the power.
That's what they did to my god.
And any divine creatures that they take are brought there as well.
I guess if the dragons here are all more like gods, then probably a risky bet to try to resurrect them under their power. So seeing them
Swell of rage at the mention of desecrating a dead god.
Okay, well, we will stop that. We will.
because we can't go directly at their structure that they had, but maybe we can go after this place. Disrupt what they're doing.
To
I
be
like
clear,
that plan.
that the Wicker Grove is located to the south of the sky-touched plains in Oblick. You would need to go through one of those places to do so. While you're there, I would recommend perhaps gaining information on the Callistigian Order and their movements.
Appreciated.
I'm afraid that in my state there is not much that I can offer you all other than what little hospitality I have, and one minor boon. Swin, if you could please collect the focus.
What I'm thinking of, so go over to take the crossbow from Vim, and at least for a moment, Vim might come along with the crossbow before letting go, trusting that the dragon god's not gonna just take it from him.
She looks at Swin as he just picked up the crossbow and walked. The focus in your pack, Swin.
Well, you can blame me for trying that and pull his own.
Pulling out of Swin's pack is a gemstone, a prismatic gem. And the party will be given a magical item. And now I just need to put it here. Do. Have to let the thing load.
Mm.
Save changes. Oh. You know what? I'm going to put it into the Facebook group because it will go a little bit quicker. Because
Oh my.
apparently they've added virus scanning to adding PDFs to Roll20, which it makes sense.
But it's hard to do things on the fly then.
But it's hard to do things like that on the fly. So,
Oh my. Ooh.
oh, there it is. There we go. Now I can show the
Pretty.
players. Show to everyone.
Ooh.
God, that's a lot of rules.
Oh,
Sorry,
my
I
lord.
opened this and that wasn't the first thing I saw. I saw the Stitch dress.
I did see that as well.
Hilarious.
I was like, is that what we're
if you
getting?
will.
Is that
Yeah.
the magical item?
Yes, you're getting a Stitch
Oh.
wedding dress.
Ooh, prismaline focus. Pretty.
Sounds like you take care of that one.
Clarifying question: is there just a one of this, or is
It
one
is just the one item.
Oh, okay.
It is a wondrous item. It's an artifact, and it's worth about 10,000 credits. You figure?
So
Put it
let's
onto the map
see.
so the chat can see what it looks like for a second.
Harness the power 1d4 plus charisma mod times a day. So we can choose which power we use.
I almost want to kind of give this to Luna and just have them use the amethyst focus forever.
Mm.
You just get to no sell
Mm.
one magic spell attack. Oh god, the Garnet Focus is actually a tank ability. A taunt.
Ooh.
My god, such a thing has never properly existed in D&D or Pathfinder, really.
Ooh.
And chat, while our party decides what to do with this item,
I feel like that's a me thing. The Garnet focus is definitely a me thing.
we'll be right back. And we are back. As our party continues to debate who would take the Prismaline focus, Prismaline continues to speak, going into a bit more detail as to what's been going on. Long ago, each of the draconic gods of this world ruled over one of its many kingdoms. The free lands were once ruled by a blue dragon, who eventually fell to the people, to the guilds that made their home there, and became a source of energy for the area. But, as you can probably assume, when you're harvesting a dragon for their lightning, the dragon will not like you when they get free. He was slain by the Calistigian Order after breaking his shackles, and causing an entire town to turn to ash. Then there's Mythol, which was once the home of a gold dragon. Unfortunately, the Chalcidian Order simply marched on the city gates, cut them down. Dunstill was interesting. The draconic god of Dunstill was not known. They were hidden deep within the ruins. They were hidden deep within the ruins. And the Chalcidian Order went and harvested those ruins for everything they had, discovering the dragon along the way and taking everything they could from them. I do not know what happened to the others, but I know that they fell, and that I am the last one remaining. It is why I've been sealed away down here. It does not allow me much influence on the world, but it prevents the Chalcidian Order from finding me and being able to finish off whatever plans they had for this world. There are...
Do they know that you are on this world somewhere?
They do. They have been searching for me for some time. But thankfully, this glen is not only a part of Rakshanar, the world that you find yourself on now, but it is also innately connected to the Feywild. It is why I was able to communicate with Vim, being a creature of connection to this universe's first world.
Yeah, it's kind of convenient. I guess you were sleeping at the time when I was trying to figure things out. It's good to see that you're awake now.
As long as I'm able to be. Part of the magic that keeps me hidden is the fact that I remain slumbering.
So right now you are very much in danger because you are awake.
I can be awake for short times like this, but anything longer than a day poses possible danger.
And get ourselves situated and go down and find this place and ruin their day and see what we can find out from
I like the ruin
their
their
little
day plan.
establishment.
You will need a way to get there and someone to guide you through this place. And I can think of no one better than my attendant, Swin.
And I knew this was gonna roundabout get its way to me taking them.
I mean, you have such a lovely cart.
Oh, and
I
I
mean,
gotta
we have
work in the
a
cart
spaceship,
too.
so
It's a very loud way of travel. I'm sorry, Luna, what?
Oh, I said she has a point. It is.
And Evie said, "Not that loud."
Luna's like little bunny ears like twitch.
It does not look like a Chalcidian ship. It will stick out like a sore thumb. I will remind you all that you are behind enemy lines here. The people of this world are loyal to the Chalcidians. And
travel on foot would be best.
unfortunately for what I'd rather be doing, this card's got its own little tricks about it.
We pile into cart, you're saying?
Safest way to travel.
Well, needs
Okay.
must, I suppose.
Card it is then.
Yeah, I'm not sure I have any
Yay.
spells that can help with hiding or anything.
Prismaline stops for a moment. I must return to slumber soon, lest you will all be in danger.
Understand.
Oh,
Take what time you need to rest here. Gather yourselves. If you have any questions, Swin knows as much about this world as I do. And thank you for anything that you can do to help this place.
we'll do our best.
And with that, the draconic figure shifts back into her form and just lays down, begins to rest once again. As she sleeps, you can see the air around her sparkles, as if tiny fragments of gems are being breathed in and out.
Oh.
Okay. So
Coughing it
where to
is.
next? Are we just going straight to their base, or
Well, I guess we need to go around to where that ritual site is. There anything? Because I know we've kind of jumped into situations before. Like, I don't know if there's anything in mind that could help Darius. I know you've talked before about needing time to prep things before. I don't know if there's anything here that would
Well,
actually.
I could prepare, clarify, I could prepare the hero's feast, and that would last for a good while. Uh, Last for 24 hours. But it is somewhat expensive to prepare every time I do so. So
Mhm.
if we're, I don't know if we're going to maybe spend like a day gathering information or anything, or scoping out the joint, as they would say. I don't know if we want to
Well,
Well, we
plan.
have
there
been advised to do that.
there is a map that's provided to you all that Swin has. It can go over some of the general points. The ritual site is in an area called the Wicker Grove. It's just over here to the south west. Just to the north of it is a small settlement. Well, the remains of it, Trevally. That settlement is the one that the blue dragon turned into dust and ash. However, basically the Autumn Moor here, there's only two sort of exits that you can take. The exit number one, well, three technically. Exit number one is from the north here. There's a little mountain pass that heads into the area of Old Dunstill. Then to the south, there's Prismaline's Belt, which is a stagnant river. The river remains clear because of some magical crystals at its bed that keep it basically not, even though it's not flowing, it keeps it clean. Then to the west, across the Autumn Moor, there is an entry point into the Sky's Touch Plains. Those plains, both Swin and Luna would know, are known for the fact that it is clear skies, but lightning strikes will just randomly happen.
Mm.
Like there never storms on the Skytouch plains, but lightning does just randomly hit the ground sometimes. There's a lot of nomadic people who live in that area.
It's giving Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, I hate that shit so much.
Trauma flashbacks to dodging 200 lightning bolts.
With no counter or indicators.
Yup.
If you're looking to avoid the Skytouch plains, you could head up north through New Dunstall over to Port Triumph and take a boat down to Oblick, one of the major city of the Free City and home of Oblick's many merchant guilds. It could be a place to get magical items and other sort of goods and supplies if you needed anything like that. Or you can attempt your luck with maybe traveling through the Feywild and appearing somewhere random on this planet.
Interesting. Do we need to stock up on anything, friends?
Swin
Couldn't hurt.
does offer you all a variety of tinctures and elixirs. With Chad, if you would like to do that as Swin, I will let you have your fun.
I guess my question for you, Will, would it
Yep.
be what he?
What will you
what
let
his-
me give them?
It's what his normal.
Yes, it's
would
what
it
his
be?
normal stock is.
Oh, okay. So he's got stuff.
Ominous.
Great pitch so far. Keep it up.
Yeah, Swin, you're a merchant. Maybe we don't need to go to Oblick if you have goods.
In good faith, I think Prismalian might not be too happy if I sent you on your way with the goods I offer. A little out of fashion now. They don't.
Listen, if it is black market things, we are fine with that.
Oh, it's not so much black
Yeah.
market things. More time's long gone for the type of merchandise I dealt in. It's more of a traveling caravan at this time.
I would like you to make an insight check.
Uh-huh.
6.
I mean, all this sounds very interesting to Evie and Luna.
Yeah.
Rash,
Oh, I am fascinated.
What forbidden potions?
it's
do you
probably
have
like a
in your
Harold
shop?
Hill situation.
It's the
I
Music
don't
Man.
know
For
what
those of
that
you who don't
means.
know what that
Oh.
means, it's the Music Man.
It's
It
a
means
little
it's
bit
good.
of like
Yeah.
It's a little bit of
Man,
a
and I didn't remember what that meant.
it's a
I
little bit of a
fully-
con
I-
man situation.
Right
A
here.
little
Yeah.
bit.
I'm like,
I-
I see. You know, maybe we passed by village after all.
Yeah, if you want something that's suited to these particular circumstances, that might be for the best.
Rash is gonna take a look at all the snake oil.
But what do you sell then?
Trust me, Evie, we will find better.
More
He
suitable.
makes other
More suitable.
dealings. Other dealings. He makes other dealings.
What secret potions do you sell? I like potions. I want to know about his potions.
What are your strongest potions?
Yeah, like he
Exactly.
Evie,
I look
he has,
over at Swin.
He has a
I-
full alchemical setup, Evie. Like
I look over at Swin and I'm like, trust me, you're going to want to just give her one to look at and examine because otherwise she's going to do this the entire time.
You have an alchemical setup. What do you make? Are you also an alchemist?
After a fashion.
What does that mean?
Those drugs.
not even.
What do you... This would be so
Swin
much
and
faster
Evie
if you
just start a
stopped beating
Breaking
around the
Bad
bush and-
segment.
started telling me what magic. I promise I'll understand. If that's a concern, I promise I'll figure it out.
Swin looks
I'm very
over
smart.
to Rash and is like, I'm not getting out of this one without
Trust me, you won't.
Okay. It's been a long time since I've actually dealt in really merchandise, as you might have put together. There's not a lot of people out looking for solutions to everyday problems. My particular wares were a little bit closer to.
Might I borrow one of your jars of things?
Sure.
I hand one to Evie for her to examine, like the alchemical structure of it.
What you'll need to understand is, because what Evie is going to find out is that the potion will have like maybe a taste and maybe a sensation, but doesn't do shit.
This is olive oil.
There's more to. You don't just give somebody a whole thing.
Oh, so it is not all of the oil. There is more.
When I dealt in the trade, my business was more about people with everyday problems that didn't really need a chemical solution, but they thought did. So you sell them the solution while telling them the answer.
More of peace of mind.
Oh, a
pay for the
placebo. Why
solution.
didn't you just say that? Dumb. Evie has immediately lost interest.
And now we can get going on our journey, yes?
I guess. If that's all you have is placebos, then I suppose.
That was the trade.
Fair, you see? I told you, we don't need any of this.
A lot of people,
It's not
that's all
for
they
us.
needed.
I thought it was going to be something exciting, like bootleg liquor or drugs.
Easy.
As you might,
I don't know, something illicit because you guys were acting all crazy about it.
the type of problems I was helping people solve, those would have exacerbated the problems, not solved them.
What problems does olive oil solve besides dry bread?
I'm just gonna let that one sit.
Somebody clip that.
That's how
a
you
good
get
one.
yeast infections.
How are you infecting your yeast?
If you're careful.
You
Just gonna walk onto the balcony for a bit.
Darius says, "Oh, I need to think of Nito."
you ever
No, that makes me
I
more
hope
worried.
Yeast infections doesn't remind him of Nito.
Cypress just looks directly at in your eyes, Rash, and goes, depends on the race.
like I don't know what all stuff y'all get into, but you ever have a young newlywed worried that their new spouse is gonna fall out of love with them because they're worried about they never learned to cook.
Oh, that's where
Talk
you're
a
going
little,
with that.
you give them a little. Oh, this will help things right along. They give you just a little bit of coin, and they feel a lot better, and it solves the problem. And they didn't even know they didn't need anything special.
I feel like we are having this conversation while we're moving
Yes,
on.
while we're moving.
Oh yeah, I assume this is all happening in the cart.
So,
Is that a thing that happens? Do people fall out of love with people because they don't know how to cook?
People raised
worry,
in places where they're told that that's important believe things like that, and then they sell it to themselves so much that you can't just always outright tell them that's not how it works. So
Sometimes someone believes something so hard that sometimes it's hard to, even if presented with evidence, sometimes it is difficult to convince a person that that is not correct. Remember how you felt about your
do not know
doctor?
how to cook, Evie. Please do not.
I don't see
fall out
how
of
that's
love with
relevant to
me.
this situation.
So as someone who passes through towns, I didn't have
Regardless, Evie, I can
time.
teach you to cook. That will never be a problem for you.
Okay, thank you.
I might not have enough time to fully solve somebody's problem, but passing through town, I can sell them what they think they needed, or give them advice on what they actually needed.
Or, as I called Swin in my notes, fantasy BetterHelp.
Screaming.
As they get outside, Swin will like uncover and just kind of tap on the side of the wagon, so like one more time, and it has the painting along the side of it of I've got it written down. I gotta find it again. There it is. Mr. Swin's Traveling Consortium of Curious Comrades
Wow.
on the side of the cart. That is
Where
not
are your curious comrades?
That's a good question.
well, today they're gonna be you. Because nobody else is left.
What happened to the last round of Curious Comrades?
It wasn't me, if that's what you're worried about. Just look around. Look at
It
the
looks
planet.
up at the goblinoid skull.
Look at the state of the planet. While it is true, those lads did not stop those Grindylow from killing me. It's only Grindylow skulls up here. I didn't have anything to do with anything else.
It was the blue dragon.
See, the one person in the party that understood, like, well, you can see revenge is the one person that didn't get killed by the blue dragon. See, it's a lesson in that.
I don't know who you're talking about.
That feels like reaching, but sure, I'll let you live in that.
Just saying, when you have a blue dragon that's used as a battery, gets let go, kills the people that was using it as a battery, and the only person that wasn't sitting there just, oh, well, that dragon's so evil, is
I
the
have a
one
sense
person
this
still
is
alive.
going to be a long trip.
So, as a party,
music.
I do need to know.
She takes the olive oil off the shelf and starts spreading it on bread.
And here's the thing. It's olive oil, but it's like handmade olive oil. Like, it's good olive oil.
It's like nice olive oil.
It's like really
shit.
it's like
It's the
really
good
nice
shit.
olive oil. Like,
Artisanal.
Takes a bite and is like very pleasantly surprised
Yeah,
by the
it's like-
quality.
Didn't sell nonsense, just sold not what people thought they were getting.
This is quite good. You could just be an olive oil connoisseur. You could just do that.
That doesn't sound as interesting or fun.
I can respect
I've been
the
to some
hustle.
artisan markets. I'm sure there's some wealth in that. I mean, you got to make different like kinds and flavors with different types of olives. And...
I just don't personally see people get that excited about the olive oil salesman rolling into town.
I can understand.
Me as Sarah gets very excited for different kinds of olive oil.
I
One
was
of the
going to
few
say,
things
you
I
have
can
not
cook
been to
with.
many vegan fairs.
I was also gonna say, like, there's some real good, like,
There's some really
balsamic
good
and olive
Billy
oil.
gets really excited about the vegan fair down the street when they
For
have
me,
the
I'm
olive
like the
oils.
balsamic vinegar
and the
ones are where it's
balsamics,
at for
yeah.
me. Those
Oh,
are,
they're good. They're usually the same people.
yeah,
Welcome to
it's usually
Can you
Swing's
like,
tell who in
salad
this chat
cart.
is in LA?
yeah.
All right, but team, which way are we
Yeah.
traveling? Are you all wanting to go north up through Dunstill towards Port Triumph to take a boat down to Oblick? Are you wanting to go down south and travel down Prismalian's Belt into the Skytouch Plains and just basically go through the ruins of Trevally? Or do you want to attempt to jump through the Fae and see where that takes you?
Wherever there was that
I am
marketplace,
sort of
I'm
pro.
I think the one place where we'd actually be able to buy stuff is going through Oblick.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about like maybe just checking out anything specific that we could maybe search for there, including information. Just like picking the marketplace for information might be useful, since that was what the dragon was telling us to do.
I mean, overall, to get there,
I think we should
We'd
be
have to go
cautious
through.
if we are doing that, though, because the people of this planet seem to be loyal to the
Oh, yeah, no.
Calistigian order. So if we
Carefully,
go poking
sure.
around,
Yeah, are we going to stand out really badly?
Yeah.
I mean, I am from here, but the rest of you.
I mean, goblins exist, elves exist.
Oh,
really,
no,
it's
this
just
is
We are
this is absolutely a like Luna's wrong about this, but this is like she's like, I am from here, but
Luna.
none of you look like me, and
Oh,
therefore
don't you
like these guys.
goblins?
So
We are everywhere. And
but
gestures
the
to the
goblins
cards and
here
skulls.
have tentacles.
well, just those goblins. There are regular goblins on this world.
Not the.
guys,
not
This is
the-
just again
Look, I'm a
just a Luna thought.
Okay,
I'm
fair
a
enough.
performer. I can do what I
There's
need to do to fit in.
Also, there's also, yeah, given that there's kind of only one of me and we might be kind of wanted,
We might want to hide them.
as far as the Chalcidian Order, maybe I shouldn't be so public
Yeah.
because
Perhaps we hide them.
You and
you
me
disguise
both,
yourself?
probably. I have not seen a whole lot of plasmoids around.
Yes.
yeah, really is mostly just the evil you, the evil
Well,
inferior version of you.
Well, she's been rendered on an atomic level, so I don't
Do
think
they
that
know
can
Pretty
worry
sweet.
about that. Does who know what?
Chalcidian Order?
The people here.
Probably not.
I
Do
don't
you think that EVB was ever here?
I don't think she would do her own
don't
shopping.
know. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Like she kind of looked like was working with them, but I don't necessarily know how real involved. So I don't know if she, even if they don't know, I don't know if that would carry, like if she would carry weight.
Wait here. She is not of general status.
Well, she kind of was, but I just don't know if that extends to this hidden planet. I don't know to what degree she was in on Sildana's whatever this is.
Machinations.
Well, she did want to start the process as well to try and get her Luna back.
Something like that.
She was also doing her own like weird things.
Perhaps
So she
just
didn't
to
seem
be
like,
on safe side, we avoid you two in the marketplace.
I think that
Yeah.
is wise.
I think if y'all need to like haggle or anything, I think
I would like to
Cypress-
say it's going to take you a little bit of time to get there.
Yeah, we gotta pass through those plains, right?
So if you're wanting to go to Oblick, the probably like most efficient, safest route is to head north, go through New Dunstill and Dunstill towards Port Triumph, and then take a boat down through sort of the archipelago here to Oblick. That's probably the quickest route to get there. Would take a few
Is it?
days. The quickest and safest, because in order to get through the sky-touched plains, you have to travel slowly because you're looking out for lightning.
And is there any reason why we can't do just take Prismal I'm having a hard time. The river to the lake
Prismalian's
through
Belt?
That's the one.
No, you could, if you want to take the lake and just head straight to the Wicker Grove, that's an option, but keep in mind that's sort of the ending spot that you want to end up at, right?
Okay, I see.
So it wouldn't offer as much info gathering or purchasing opportunity.
Because the
Okay.
Wicker Grove is fully controlled by the Chalcidian Order.
I do feel like we want to gather at least some information that we can use against them.
For like degree and everything,
Mhm.
where they're like Wicker Grove is like at this point a Chalcidian like outpost.
If this was a Ubisoft game, it would be the Wicker Grove's like map area would be covered in red exclamation points because it would be filled with enemies.
Yeah, like that's like
Understood.
that's like an outpost of them where Oblick is just like under their thumb, but it's still a town.
Like
city,
Oblick is in the
whatever.
district, is under their control, but it's not like a stronghold.
Yeah. Okay.
the way I really plan on playing a Jack and Daxter game after this.
Okay, so north, west, and then south, right?
Seems like the
Those are
plan.
words.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. Oh, I can show you. So Luna, when you have a map,
Yes.
do you see the little pointy bit here?
Yes.
That's called a compass rose. Evie goes into the whole cartography thing.
So our party will move, and I'm just going to do my standard traveling system for this right now.
Can I also actually, can I do a little retcon and take the ship's memory chip with us this time?
Yeah.
Oh, good call.
Thank you,
'Cause
Rash. I appreciate being brought with you on your adventures. There
Of
is like a
course,
little,
Shipkin.
there is like a little like hologram version of the ship AI.
Little
Like a
like
little-
little compact
I will
mirror.
spend time building them
little-
like a little hover drone.
A little Cortana, basically.
Cortana on your palm.
Cute.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
what I was
without
thinking.
the implications
Without
of
the evil
having...
part.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
to avoid any
Problems.
future situations like we have had in the past.
Right, well, while our party travels through the Autumn Moor, through Talwyn's Pass, and then into Old Dunstill, you all now have one more choice to make tonight. Would you like to stop in a settlement called New Dunstill? It is a settlement that's basically built out of the ruins of Old Dunstill, which was once a massive city. And it looks like anything that's salvaged is basically brought into New Dunstill. Do you all want to stop there, or do you want to pass by it?
Does it look like any people? Are there like useful?
Oh yeah, there's people that live in there. It's like a basically like a medium-sized town.
Would like if we were to check with Swin, like would we get an idea for like how like kind of risk analysis of being out in the open versus being in the town?
I mean, out in the open, there is roving creatures and monsters that will attack us. In the town, we just have to sort of worry about any members of the Calistogene Order that want to cause problems. But even more often than not, we could probably talk our way out of those.
Town it is.
Town it is.
All right, then. As you all begin to make your way towards New Dunstill, we're going to run our last ad break of the night. And then we'll get into the next part. Yes. As you all approach New Dunstill, Swin was just regaling the party with the last time the cart got destroyed.
And regained.
And regained. Swin has put this cart back together multiple times. The new Dunstall wall that's basically built around it is entirely made of scrap metal and gears and other items such as that. It is a oddly like steampunky, but it's like what's it called? A scavenger steampunk.
Oh, fun.
Scrap punk.
Scrap punk.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wasteland.
Wasteland. And basically
like Mad Max sort of vibes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Mad Max sort of vibes. But
Hell
everyone
yeah.
here is like an archaeologist.
Witness me.
I was gonna say
yeah.
Mad Max meets Waterworld.
And as you approach, they immediately start opening the gate. They recognize the cart. Like, this is this place that Swing comes to for supplies because it's a relatively quick distance between the
said-
two.
Oh, this potions guy again with the olive oil.
You can
And,
handle
yeah,
my
They
strong
don't necessarily know
oil.
it's olive oil.
Upon like your entry, the cart's sort of waved down by this like couple like that has like a little baby that's like being held. And Swin, you recognize it as that same couple that you told the olive oil story about. And they say, "Oh, Dr. Swin, the lovely tincture you gave us, it gave us a bright young little kid."
Evie just let it
They're
go.
they're
Evie,
so
let it
smart. Look, they already know what their shapes are, and
Mr. Swin, but you did make sure to use that the way instructions.
yes, of course.
Okay, good. All right then.
Did you know that Swin also sells olive oil now? It's really good.
This one's like hitting the cart.
Oh, do you have some new companions, Swin? And they'll kind of like look around and they'll just see all of you in the back of the cart.
So much
Swin,
for
tell 'em about your
being
new product.
incognito.
There's immediate look of fear on the man's face. He doesn't like drop the child, but there's a
Like, no-
definite bit of fear. It's like,
No, don't y'all worry.
Warden, I
Don't-
apologize, Warden.
I was gonna
and
say
they, like,
insight check to see if they recognize Evie.
It's not Evie.
Oh,
It's not Evie.
Warden.
They recognize.
Oh no.
and as they immediately basically drop to like a knee and like bow their head. We beg your forgiveness. Please do not. We did not realize you were traveling here. We will get things set up. And they look at you, so it's like, why are you traveling with them?
The things aren't. Now, would Swin know who they're recognizing and why?
Swin wouldn't know because this isn't someone that Swin has ever had to interact with. They're a member of the Calistigian Order here.
Right. I'm just
Right.
not sure if Swin would know, like,
Is
just
gonna
through
roll
word of
with
mouth from being
punches.
around. It's one of emotions. Like, can you tell me which? I can assure you that things aren't what they appear to be, but tell me which one of these is getting your haunches up.
Warden Cypress, the head of Little Sultry.
You don't have to. This
Good timing.
The
let's just
warden,
say appearances.
the warden
appearances-
regards are known throughout the land for being some of the cruelest, most vengeful members of the Calistigian Order.
We are here on escort. Rash puffs out her chest in all goblin.
We apologize.
regalia.
And they just kind of like bow their head.
You
It
don't
is-
need to
it's-
worry. You don't have anything to worry about. Go on home and don't pay a second thought to this, and don't tell anyone what you think you saw.
As you wish, Swin, but be careful. The man like comes up to your ear. If they turn on you, she'll feed you to her pets.
Got
And-
it all in hand.
That is where we are going to end tonight's session.
Fun.
Welcome,
To her.
Evil Cypress.
Evil Cypress.
I literally
Cypress
was just
B.
like, guys, roll with it. Roll with it.
I cannot roll. I have legs.
I was
Thank you.
asked to roll.
Thank you all so much for coming to tonight's episode of The Astral Calling. Don't forget to check out our many other shows here on the channel. We have the Stardew Sunday, the Cozy Co-op on Sunday. We have the Strength of Thousands on Monday, Wild Ambition on Wednesday, and of course, The Astral Calling on Friday. Will our party be able to make it to Oblique safety? What new dangers await them in the city? Join us next time and find out.
Who will call more attention
Good
to
night,
the people in the
everybody.
cart?
How evil am I?
Not
Super
you,
evil.
But,
The way
but a
Rash is the
version of you.